So it's been about a month since the release of ARMS, and I have had a blast playing this game. I've really enjoyed the motion controls, the cute characters, and the fact that every game feels like a completely unique battle. It keeps me coming back for more and more. With the release of Max Brass taking place recently, I feel now would be a good time to rank my favorite ARMS characters. Now, we're not going to include Max Brass on this list because, let's face it, he's probably going to top everyone's list judging by how overpowered he is compared to most other characters. At least that's how it seemed when it's played by a competent computer in Grand Prix mode. I only imagine how bad it's going to be in a ranked mode match with a very good human player. But I digress. And I'm your host, 24Kevin, here for 24Kevin Tendo, and here's my top 10 favorite ARMS characters. Now, full disclosure, this list is only counting characters with their original arms, so no armed pluses or customizing with other characters' arms. And this is based around my personal experience with these characters, so feel free to disagree with me in the comment section below. With that out of the way, to the list! Number 10, Springman. Not gonna lie, I've never been a big fan of Springman. His hair is blue and shaped like a spring, and he looks kinda cool, but that's about all I like about him. His special abilities allow him to deflect shots after he's powered up, and his arms permacharged when he's under 25%. And that's about it. Maybe it's because I'm crap at his deflect, or that people hold their special just to kill me when I'm above 25% in one fatal swoop, but Springman's main game style has never just clicked with me, which is why he finds himself at the bottom of the list. Number 9, Jarrah. Vanish, grapple, vanish, grapple, vanish, grapple, and now you've won with Jarrah. Not much else to it. That's why I'm not his biggest fan. Don't get me wrong, his Chakram and Tri-Blast are formidable weapons, but just don't do the same amount of damage dodging and grappling does. The Vanish dodge is the coolest dodge in the game, but I feel like I'm doing the same thing over and over again every single match, and I personally prefer more variation in my playstyle. Number 8, Bite and Bark. No other fighter has had a big as fall from grace than Bite and Bark for me. Bite is a wind-up toy turned beach patrol cop and is teamed up with his partner Bark, an AI-controlled dog that can attack, body block, and if jumped on, sends a shockwave similar to Springman, deflecting any incoming shots. So what's not to love? He does have a strong variation in arms, and you could mix and match depending on the situation, but then he's just kind of meh. Statistically, they're actually some of the weakest starting arms in the game, combined with his low mobility, and Bite and Bark peter out at the low end of the starting scale. Number 7, Kid Cobra. Now, as cool as Kid Cobra looks, he's become a victim of being way too overused in rank mode, and thus, I hate him now. It sucks that I've just become so sick of seeing his face because I genuinely enjoyed using him in the beginning. His special ability allows him to charge up his dash, and while he's charging up, his arms give him an increased dash ability and the ability to dash under incoming arms, which I unfortunately have far from mastered. His arms are unfortunately not the strongest once again, with the Coolerang and the Slamander coming in at the 3rd lowest damage tier, and the triple shot falling in the middle of the pack. There's not much more to him than his evasive nature, which is great when used properly, but I feel like I get overpowered by my opponents more often than not, and thus, the snake is not for me. Number 6, Mechanica. Mechanica is my go-to girl during the test punch. I loved using her revolver and homie combination to stun and explode my opponents. The more I learned about the game though, the more disenchanted I grew with Mechanica. Again, this might have something to do with the ranked mode where Mechanica will constantly run into faster opponents who can just dodge and grapple all day, making life difficult for a slower heavy character like Mechanica. When she actually connects with her weapons though, you better believe that some big damage is coming, but those hits are too few and far between. In the end, she's not a character I dislike, just not the character I would go out of my way to select. Number 5, Ribbon Girl. Jump, hop, and drop it. Jump, hop, and drop it. Get used to that if you ever face a Ribbon Girl. She's one of the faster characters in the game, and with her extra jumps to help avoid grapples and her quick drop to get a quick charge and counter makes her feel like any hit you make or take was at the cause of your own actions. She's very easy to combo with and has a great starting set, with Sparky making it easy to stun with and follow up with a secondary punch, and the Popper and Slapmander give you a solid variation setting to match up perfectly with almost any situation. Plus, she does sing the super catchy theme song, so how could I justify putting her lower on the list? Number 4, Twintel. The star of the silver screen, Twintel stole many players' hearts when she was announced. She's armed with some of the coolest arms in the Freezer and 2 solid support arms in the Parasol and Thunderbird to help her adapt to any situation. The one key aspect that puts Twintail over all the competition is her ability to slow down time. While dodging, Twintail slows down arms flying towards you and gives you a chance to dodge or counterattack your opponent. It's enough of a difference to give players that extra second to make a huge difference in the game and truly incorporate extra strategy from both the defender and the aggressor, and makes matches just that much more enjoyable and unpredictable. Number 3. Helix. Probably a controversial pick, as Helix seems to have a love-hate relationship with the internet. I was firmly on the hate side, until I decided to try and beat the game at level 7 with all characters, and Helix happened to be the first name to come up randomly. This was the man, or blob, or flubber, or whatever the hell it is, that helped me refine my game and truly appreciate the unique ability that each fighter has equipped. I really love Helix and his unique fighting style, where the player has the ability to expand and be extra tall and attack from above, while still maintaining the ability to jump or dodge, or contract to slip under and attack and sneak in for some big damage. Armed with the most unique heavy arm in the game, which is my personal favorite, the Blorb, which has the most unpredictable flight pattern and can really catch your opponents off guard, and his support weapons include the Ice Dragon, a laser beam that when charged freezes and knocks the opponent back, and the Guardian, an electric current charged shield that can be used to deflect shots or shock opponents. In the end, it's Helix's unique attacking and dodging abilities that make him so lovable and enjoyable to me. Oh, and that wicked awesome winning animation. Number 2. Master Mummy. Not gonna lie, it was a toss-up between Mummy and my number 1 pick, but judging at how much more consistently I could win with number 1, it just edged out the Master for number 1 place. Master Mummy has the ability of a juggernaut, as in unless you hit him with a powerful charge shot, he's just gonna keep moving undeterred. And he's coming for you, ninja! Not only can he keep moving, but if he decides to stay in one place and guard, he can actually recover lost health. Granted, it's only 10 HP at a time, but it can really add up after a while. Add in 3 weapons in the top 3 tiers, and you have yourself the most powerful player in the game. Sure, he's the slowest character in the game, but his power and versatility really making him an unstoppable force to reckon with. And my number 1 fighter in ARMS is Min Min, the Ramen Bomber. Worker of the Nintendo Noodle House and my favorite girl in the game, Min Min is the coolest character Nintendo has conceived of since the Inklings. Like Springman, Min Min has the ability to kick and deflect punches that come flying their way. Unlike Springman, it seems that her kicks are actually usable. Again, probably personal bias, but it's how I feel. She also has a unique ability where she can transform her left noodle arm into a dragon, which will keep her left arm charged until she's knocked down. Keeping one arm permanently charged can make a huge difference in battle, especially with Min Min's Dragon Arm, which is probably the best weapon at keeping opponents at bay. Add in the Megawatt for heavier matches and the Ram Ram for those closer, wispier fights, and you have yourself one of the most formidable opponents in the game, and someone who will make you proud to be called Noodle-Armed. And that's all the time we got for today's episode. What did you guys think? Who's your personal favorite ARMS character? Again, please don't hold this against me. These are just my personal opinions. Leave a comment down below, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't done it before. Anyways, guys, for everyone here at 24KevinTendo, I'm your host, 24Kevin. I gotta go, though. I gotta go work out my arms. I kinda don't like being called Noodle-Armed. See you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Bye!